right holders might have to distribute so that they can also make some profit. And that's where we come in. By Gambian standard, yes, it's money, big, large, as Sadibu mentioned, and but for Africell, it is not about the money. It's about the service. It's about what it is that we make and how we make people feel. Because we very much care and value the people who identify themselves with Africell. Because it is through them that we are able to do this, and that's why we are also able to do this for them. And that is why, as I said, Sadibu mentioned where probably the head of state came in and to help. That is why Africell also comes in to complement. We believe that's what made us what we are. That is why we are number one. That is why people identify themselves with us. That's why we are also very much happy to say thank you very much for trusting us, for being with us. This is how we also want to repay you, because we know that every Gambian is interested in football. Every household you go, they'll be talking about football. The streets are such a while with what it is that Africell is going to do right now. You know, this time around, 2006, of course, I was in the country. 2010, I was in the country. Of course, when you go around with certain events, you will see events screens, for example, at Westfield. This time around, you'll be seeing more than one screen in the country, of course, in the Greater Banjul area. Okay. And that's just to give an idea as to what it is, just for free. Any open space you go, you might find a light screen there. It's like we're having fun parks similar to those have. There you go. All that is going to be out there for the public. Oh, you know, just if you don't have power in your house, you might step out of those avenues and enjoy the World Cup. World Cup, yeah.
Just quickly, in this story, we had the president also coming on board and helping to pay the areas and all those things. We all know how expensive football is nowadays. Very, very important contribution just for Gambians to feel happy, sit comfortable and watch the World Cup.
Well, for the president to come in and buy the rights of the World Cup isn't a surprise. I'm a sportsman, and I like calling him the sports-loving president. So he should really be commended for buying the rights, because like Musa rightly said, if the television wanted to buy the rights to show this World Cup, that would be in billions of dollars. That might be a bit expensive for them. But the president coming in and buying the rights is really, really commendable, and we hope that other companies there would emulate Africell to support the national broadcaster and national events.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a lot of tournaments coming up, the Champions League, the Premier League, you name them, the European Cup, the African Cup. Of course. You know, yeah, you know. Well, we'll be opening the lines very soon. You can see the numbers on your screens. You can call those numbers whenever the lines are open so that you can have your say on the program regarding whatever we discuss here, Africell's intervention, Papa's going to the World Cup, and of course any other thing that we'll be discussing very soon. Let's now talk about the World Cup itself. I think it's just under 2 weeks now.
Yes.
The excitement is building up.
True.
You know, there's a lot of talks in the media, stadiums not ready here and there. But this seems to be going to be one of the most exciting World Cups. Musa, it promises, because football is going to Brazil.
Yeah, you see, you mentioned something earlier on. Football is going to its spiritual home. That's Brazil.
Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Albeyadi.
Bejarek.
Portante.
Kaira drum.
Africell la koti ya penye bake.
Okay.
Baraka bake.
Ayo ko la sponsor nyimani ka alete tapanyako.
Baraka, amin Allah.
Ala baraka bake.
Ifanaya baraka bake.
Okay, todi ma ni be kumandiro la mintole.
Saibo Konde.
Minto. Manjai. So saiba kamude be silo la bunko na yemgol ko po jubeje.
Yes.
Awo Africell. Okay, all right. Baraka saibo.
Okay, baraka.
Thank you.
Yeah.
As you were saying, yes, football, it's going to its spiritual home. You might want to say that the English would think that, okay, it's their game, but football was home some time ago, and now it's going to its spiritual home. You see, whatever country you support, whoever you are, you know, I got fascinated by Brazil in getting involved in football. And you know, I remember whilst I was at high school, Professor Carr, my classmate, you know, I mean, we had sets of books which, you know, in our library, which, you know, were given to us to read. And I remember there was a book of Pele that, you know, as far back as 79, 80, along those years, you know. We have a call.
Okay. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Hello. Yeah, good afternoon.
Yeah, it told you about the Mandole Mindole.
Antomo Claude Makalele Davole. Former Chelsea and Real Madrid midfielder.
Okay, what Mandole Mindole? Tanji.
He must be a French fan.
Okay, so it is for our country program.
And they have appreciate la afonko a support oni.
Baraka.
Okay.
Because
we lost him.
Yeah, we lost him.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's calling from Tangier.
Oh, okay, not too far. Okay.
Yeah.
And as I was explaining, I had this book of Pele, you know, not that, a very handy book, and I got it from the library. And this book I was supposed to return after 1 week, but I kept it. It stayed with me forever. And wherever I was, Papaka, you know, just your Dodelo book be you're becoming the next Pele. You know. So, but that was just natural that I and anything that is out there to be written about Brazilian football or football, I have a large collection, and because for me they were the ultimate thing about football. And since then, if the World Cup after 60 years or 64 years is going back to Brazil, you can imagine. Of course, we're so fortunate that protesters have to protest because that's a democratic right to you know, I mean, so what it is. But I think for me it's the wrong time because they can protest any time.
Okay.
But why now?
Okay. I think you got a call. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon.
yes, afternoon, how are you?
Fine. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm very happy that I'm going to watch you in my house. But if you can talk to Narek to help us, please.
Okay, probably.
Babu can talk to Africans to help us, and Africans have helped us.
Yeah, probably Narek is listening to the watching and listening. Babu,
that's another thing.
I know how passionate you are about football, and I know how you can't wait for the start of the first game, Brazil versus Croatia.
Yeah, football is my life. I mean, football made me who I am today, and sports in general. You know, just briefly here, I studied to become a chartered accountant, but look at where I am today. But I'm very passionate about this World Cup, the Brazil 2014 World Cup. Very, very close to call, and Brazil are definite favorites despite the fact that Spain might have the best individual players in the world, but Brazil are the favorites. And some players would be under pressure to perform in this World Cup. The likes of Rooney and Lionel Messi, they have a point to prove in this World Cup.
The Cristiano
Ronaldos, they all have a point to prove, but especially Ronaldo and Rooney and Messi, because when you look at Messi's phenomenal records with Barcelona, no, don't you see, with Ronaldo, I think Ronaldo also used to have the same problem with Lionel Messi of not delivering when it matters for his national team, but of recent he has started to do that. Look, what won him the best player of the world is his exploit against Sweden in the playoffs. But Messi, when you look at his astronomical records for Barcelona, he scored only one World Cup goal. Rooney, more red cards than a World Cup goal, unfortunately.
Messi had a very good qualifier round with Argentina.
He has a very good qualifier round, and let's hope, you know, as a neutral, let's hope that he would also have a wonderful World Cup performance, and so that, you know, he can be ranked to the levels of Diego Maradona's.
Musa, do you agree with him that Brazil are the favorites?
Oh, yes, I totally agree with Brazil being favorites. But you see, because the build-up I have in my mind towards this World Cup and everything else, because of the preparation that I'm doing, you know, really, this will just be a tip. Because Brazil will be favorites, obviously will be favorites. With all the troubles that it's brewing in the background, Brazil are favorite. You come into the world of football, you come into the home of football, you have the greatest players whose nation are the most demanding in the world. You know, there are talks surrounding that the team is out of touch because 23 or 20 or 17 of the players are all playing in Europe, and they don't have any affinity to the local